G'day, Finru here, how you doing? I'm just having a wee dram. Been very sick over the last Tuesday, since Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I've been very, very ill due to, apparently, the Mussel Stout. I had a allergic reaction to the mussels in the stout, which is very unfair because they're pretty sure that that's what it is, and so whether or not it was the fact that I put the shells in the boil that caused me to have a really bad allergic reaction, I don't know. I've researched it till I've gone nuts. So what happened was, on the Friday the stout was ready, and I thought, well, I'll give it a wee bit of a whirl. Cheers. I'll give it a wee bit of a whirl. I'll have a couple of pints and I'll see what it tastes like. And it was beautiful. There was no off flavours. I'd done a really good job of brewing it. Couldn't really smell the mussels in it at all. There was nothing that made me think, ooh, that's horrible. So I'm pretty sure there was no poisoning going on. The mussels, when I put them in the boil and they boiled for 20 minutes, were beautiful. They looked really nice and fresh, and they smelt lovely. They just had a nice sort of, a sea beachy sort of smell about them, salty sort of smell. But they weren't fishy or off. And I've been eating mussels for years and years and years, and fresh fish for years, and I know, what to look out for. So the fact that I had an allergic reaction was a surprise to me, and it was such a surprise that I did it twice. So on the Thursday, I think it was, I had about 3 pints that had been kegged the day before. And when I woke up, so it was on the Thursday, when I woke up on the Friday morning, about 1 o'clock in the morning, I was very sick. Chills, diarrhea, muscle cramps, muscle pain, cramps down here, itchy. Talk about itchy, Trev. My hair was so itchy in my beard, I just wanted to just shave it off. It was just I must have had, and I had hives all around, and I was trying to vomit, and it was just really untidy. You know what I'm saying? Just wasn't pretty. So eventually I got my shit sorted out in the wee hours of the morning and got myself off to sleep, and then about 11 o'clock the next day I thought, I'm not feeling too bad now, I might get up. So I got up and went out the back there around with my brew shed, and I started mucking around like I do with my plants, and I've got some new tools there, and I thought, I might have a, because I did not know that it was the beer that was making me sick. I thought, because I have to deal with sickness a lot, and this was really bad, I thought maybe it was just another flare up, and I just going through another phase of although it was really bad. So I thought, I'll have another beer. And so I had a pint. I ended up having 3 pints. And tasted fantastic, beautiful. Well, once again, about 2 o'clock in the morning, I was in a bad state. And now it wasn't just all those things I've just described to you before. My bottom lip swelled up and was blue, and I was having trouble breathing. And I was very anxious. And so I got up, and I was up and down all freaking night, to be honest, and it was about 6:30 in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. I went out to the lounge there, I could see the sun coming up, and I was sitting there, I was having trouble breathing, my lip was stinging like anything, I was really swollen, and I had all the chills going on, I just felt really sick, and I thought, I don't really like the sound of this is not really going that well. So I spoke to my wife about it. We agreed that we'd call an ambulance, and they came in. And I was having an allergic reaction. It wasn't an anaphylactic shock, but I was not too far away from it, and I was having trouble breathing and things were swelling up. So they gave me some medicine, antihistamine and something else they gave me, and then they told me, this is the ambulance people, they said, oh, you need to go, from here you need to go to the after hours and talk to the doctor there and get sorted out. So I went there, and there was a huge wait, and that was fine. I slept in my chair most of the time. I was so tired and ill. And then I went to the doctor yesterday. Wasn't my doctor, it was my replacement doctor, because my doctor was busy. You know, they're always busy. And she said to me, I told her the story, and she'd already read the story, but she wanted me to tell the story. And I was really unwell, and that was on Monday. That was yesterday. I was still really unwell, although I was coming right, but oh geez, I felt sick. She said to me, Finn, dump that beer. Don't make it again. She said, there's been a reaction that's gone on. She said, you know, you haven't had any issues with shellfish before, but these things are tricky to monitor. She said you could have adapted or developed an allergy to it, but she said possibly also something's happened in the process of boiling the mussels in their shells for you. So she said, and I said, well, I'll divvy it up and I'll package it and I'll give it away. She said, I wouldn't do that. She said, if I was you, I would just dump it and get on with life and forget about it. She said, if you want to try mussels again, if you want to try them and see if you are allergic, she said, just have one mussel. She said, you've got your pills there and see if you have a reaction. Well, and that's fair enough. Boy, Jesus, I was sick, and I really don't want to go. I was sick for about 5 days. I don't want to go through that again, and it's a pain in the ass. And there's been a few people that have come onto my channel that have been quite interested in my mussel stout, and quite keen on, because it's a historical thing. As I said to the doctor, it's a historical thing. They used to put cockles and mussels alive into their stouts and things like that to make them more of a meal. So. I'm very disappointed, but I'll get over it. And I've got that keg out there, and it's beautiful stout. I was going to do some great things with it. I was going to increase the amount of mussels in it. I was going to really work on it, but I have to leave it. So the reason I want to get this video, I was going to post this video out at the end of the week, but I wanted to post it out now because, as I said before, there's a few people that are quite interested in it. Maybe they'll give it a go. And I know oyster stout is a big thing. Well, oysters are, here in New Zealand, are a delicacy, and they're very expensive. And we grow them down the bottom of the South Island, bluff oysters. Magnificent. I ain't going to put those in my beer. They go one way down there. So I'm hoping that I'm not... it was a good experiment, and the beer tasted great. The mussels were good. They smelt great. They weren't off. They weren't dead. They went, I researched and did everything right, but for me, and I've already got immune issues, that's why I have fatigue problems, so whether or not that was the problem, but as my doctor said, dump that beer and just go back to your old beers and try, do something else. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm sorry about that. It was a great experiment. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot about mussels in more ways than one. I've had a couple of drams, and that's quite nice just to settle me down, and so anyway, that's it from me, and I'm sorry about that. It didn't turn out that great, but I think it's a good thing to sort of put it out there that when you're messing with mussels and things like that, I guess you got to know your own body. My body's really susceptible to autoimmune issues, But having said that, I've never had any problem with mussels, eating mussels. I love smoked mussels, potted mussels, marinated mussels. I love them, so I don't know what it was about. But anyway, so Slonsha, and I hope you're all doing well. I'm coming right, and so I'll be looking forward to doing a pale ale and getting it back into my my basic stouts and darks and just carrying on as per normal. So just be wary when you're making, when you're using things like mussels and things like doing something a little bit out of the box. I don't know why. I wondered if I'd been poisoned, but the mussels were really good. I'm really sure about that. I've researched it, and the way they smelled and the way they looked, and the shells closed, and I just think everything was fine. And when I bit into the meat when it came out of the boil, I didn't go bleh. I just went, oh, that's too bitter from the hops. There was nothing. I got a really sensitive stomach, and if something's off, I will know straight away from 50 feet. So that's that. That's the mussel experiment, and it's gone. I'll never go back there again, I don't think. So I don't want to get that sick. When I talk about sick, I was sick, mate. Guys, I was really, really ill, and I'm still just coming out of it now, and that's after 5 days. So as I said before, you guys take care, and cheers. And I'll just have a wee sip of this whiskey that I might probably have a wee bit of a lie down. So, but I'm on the mend. So cheers, guys. Take care. Buggery bastards.